So what is happening here at the press center is that you have some officers from the CID. So this is one of them, the gentleman just in the jeans and the blue top. They are trying to block the exit here because they have simply refused to move with them. We have a vehicle just arriving here. It has the inscription Operation Calm Life. The officers have just arrived. They are simply saying that he is under arrest and there is no way they are going to allow him to leave the premises of the press center. So this is the police vehicle here. You can see GP 4649. So come this way. You have over here the police officers, increased police presence here now at the International Press Center. The party is simply saying they want to see that arrest warrant. The arrest warrant is not available, but we have been told that they are not going to allow him live here. We heard Mr. Mona say that they intend to go over to the office of the CID to hand over. I'm getting a bit closer to the vehicle where he is in. Come closer. Let's get a word from the party quickly. Chairman Portofi is here. Excuse me, sir. Quickly, I just want to pick.
Right.
It's not right. It's not right that we are in a press conference and then the policeman arrived. They say they are arresting the general secretary of our party. How can they do that? It's not right. But they cannot scare anybody. That one they should know. That's why I say I'm taking him there. Let's go.
So you are going with him right now to
yes, to the headquarters.
And then what next?
We'll go and listen to them. They say they want him. Yes, he works for us. So don't worry, we'll go.
Okay, so that was the chairman of the National Democratic Congress there, saying that clearly the party has no intention of letting him live here. But these are the officers who are stationed here with their arms. They are stationed here at the court premises, at the premises of the International Press Center. They are simply saying that he's under arrest. We've heard them explain to the effect that, he's under arrest and the party has asked for the warrant, but that warrant is not coming in. So this is the situation here at the press center. The party is simply condemning it. The officers can be seen here with their weapons. They are simply saying that they are not allowing him to move voluntarily from here.
Let's keep our peace.
If you move away from your end,
We will walk. Let's go. No, they cannot. We don't have that. We will go. They've not brought any arrest warrant. We will go on our own time. They cannot push us to go. No, we are going at our own willingness. No, they are not arresting us. No, they can't. Just this morning, as I was saying, Adum TV, the radio is there, the picture is there. Kennedy Japan was there, saying he doesn't trust the police. He put the police aside. He's going to take on handle Koku Anyidoho one-on-one. Whatever handle, nobody has even invited him. Just this morning, he said it. And you are here telling that David brought invisible forces. None of them is admitted.
Yeah.
We are going with him. It belongs to every people. It belongs to all of us. I swear. If not of these 53 people who voted for them mistakenly, with no apologies.
So is he under arrest? What is the situation? Is he under arrest? So is he under arrest?
We are not ready to talk to you. We are doing our work.
Yes, the work we want to know about what exactly you are doing now. With the CID officers that they are taking Mr. Koku Anyidoho to the CID headquarters. He's being accompanied by the party chairman, Kofi Portofi. His vehicle that Mr. Anyidoho is sitting in now. You can see Mr. Anyidoho standing currently here at the premises. Continues here, heading towards the CID headquarters. Mr. Koku Anyidoho has been accompanied by members of the National Democratic Congress. So this is the situation here on the streets leading to the CID headquarters. Okay. Amen.
So that happened prior to the picking up of Mr. Koku Anyidoho there. And you saw the interview that he granted earlier to Joseph Akable. Joseph Akable at the time had wanted to find out from him a reaction to his comments, because Joseph wanted to find out. It has been, of course, a talk of town since morning. So he wanted to have a very quick reaction from him. And he says that he was here for a press conference. If the question was not related to the press conference, it was useless as far as he was concerned. So fast forward, not long after the CID, and you saw the gentleman who was standing behind Mr. Anyidoho in that suit there, talking about the fact that he had to go with them, etc. And you saw how it went. As Mr. Asiedun Ketia explained earlier to Evans, they had to walk all the way to the police headquarters because the entrance and the exit of the press conference had been blocked. So this is how the issues have unfolded. What we're seeing is the aftermath of the U.S.-Ghana defense deal, of course. First of all, there was the defense minister's press conference. When we broke this story, the defense minister sought to explain exactly what the deal was and what the implications were for Ghana. Then it was followed by some sort of drama in Parliament over the ratification of this particular agreement. Fast forward, in the evening of Friday, that agreement was ratified by Parliament. We're hearing that Parliament may have to go back over this same matter. But it was followed by a lot of agitation, and you know that social media gives people the voice. So people have been speaking on social media against this, especially when the United States Embassy, the United States Ambassador to Ghana, Mr. Jackson, went ahead to speak about the fact that 20 million investment in Ghana's defense or in Ghana's security agencies is quite a substantial amount, and Ghanaians didn't agree with him. And so it went on. And then there were planned demonstrations after Parliament had ratified this. So what happened this morning was a pre-demonstration press conference that was being organized there. Mr. Anyidoho, of course, one of the key persons involved in this. And midway that pre-demonstration press conference, Mr. Anyidoho was picked up. Where are we at the moment? Mr. Anyidoho is currently being held at the CID headquarters. We're told that we're supposed to wait for the head of the CID, Mamitiwa Adodankwa. She is the one we're waiting for to find out whether or not what charges are being pressed against Mr. Anyidoho, whether or not he'll be let go today. In the meantime, outside the CID headquarters, we have mass of supporters, a crowd of supporters of the NDC there, including some of the party's executives. So what are you people saying on social media? Let me go through quickly some of the comments that we've had on social media. Every now and then we'll be crossing over to the police headquarters to find out what's happening. Kwesi Parker Wilson is standing by, and we have our cameras all over the place. So do we have our ears as well. So, well, before we even go on to talk about the social media comments, let me just quickly run through the statement that came from government a short while ago about what is happening. And it's a press statement, of course, by the Ministry for Information, and it reads like this. Government's attention has been drawn to the treasonable comments made by the Deputy General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress, NDC, Koku Anyidoho, to the effect that the government of President Akufo-Addo will be overthrown. It goes on to say government also takes note of the statement made by the General Secretary of the NDC, Johnson Asiedun Ketia, that dissociates the party from Mr. Anyidoho's statement. Government is, however, concerned that the NDC does not condemn the treasonable comments of Mr. Anyidoho. Now, what they're trying to do here is to provide a clear distinction between the party distancing itself from the comments he made and the party condemning those comments. So what the statement is saying is that the party itself, even though the General Secretary has dissociated them from the comments made by Mr. Anyidoho, the party has not condemned the comment. And he goes on to say that they find the NDC's reluctance to condemn Anyidoho as particularly disturbing, because Anyidoho alleges that, quote, the coup d'etat is starting on Wednesday, and that's tomorrow, when the demonstrations have been planned for. He goes on to say, we know that the demonstration on Wednesday has the full endorsement of the NDC. It is therefore important that the NDC demonstrates its commitment to democratic governance by showing that the Wednesday demonstration is not a smoke screen for fomenting insurrection, as Anyidoho claims. We therefore call on the NDC to show its commitment to democratic governance by condemning unreservedly the treasonable comment of its Deputy General Secretary. Government assures the citizens that it will take appropriate steps within the bounds of the law to protect security of the state. And it's signed by the Honorable Mustafa Abdul Hamid, Minister for Information. I beg your pardon. We'll be going on Facebook to look at some of the comments that some of you are sending in. We're told that your comments are coming in fast and thick, and it's attracted a whole lot of attention, a whole lot of comments, and a whole lot of concern. So we'll go through that. But this is obviously the aftermath of the U.S.-Ghana Defense Cooperation deal. You're still watching our live coverage of it. We're here. We're in the studio, we're at the police headquarters, we're inside the premises, we're outside the premises where there is a crowd of supporters of the NDC. Well, Solomon Nkansa, we're told, he's a communications director of the NDC, speaking with Parker right now. Let's listen to him.
Is it what Nana Akufo-Addo promised the ordinary Ghanaian? You know that the issue under discussion is about MPP's tacit approval to Americans to come and have a stay in this country as far as their security is concerned. And every responsible Ghanaian is condemning it. And so Koku Anyidoho also joined that fray, based on which some utterances might have not gone down well with the authorities.
Right. So let me ask this quickly. You are here saying that you condemn the words or the utterances from Koku Anyidoho, but here you are with a number of NDC supporters trying to demand his release. How do I reconcile the two?
The issue is that the fact that he said it does not mean that he meant it. You understand? I have reminded you of Kennedy Japan, who declared war on innocent Ghanaians. When he went to court, he pleaded that he was in his emotional self. You understand? And how could you also know that Koku was emotional, or he didn't even understand the meaning of what he said in Akan? Koku is not a cheap person. We can grant him that. What that when if the police service if the police service had done a further approach by interrogating him and for him to insist that this is what I meant, then you can now deduce that the man is on the wrong side of the law. Within this our political situation, Nana Akufo-Addo in the year 2000 said on a political platform, Ghana will be in flames if MPP does not win. Was he whisked away? Because the then security apparatus, who knew best of the situation Akufo-Addo found himself, treated him with contempt because they know that he doesn't have the capacity to do what he said. Why is Akufo-Addo now visiting violence on persons who go the way he went some other times? You knew that Akufo-Addo.
Justification for what Koku Anyidoho said?
I am not justifying it. I've already told you that it is not admissible within civil ethics. But what I am saying is that how could you know that Koku doesn't even understand the import of what he said? Because he spoke in Chi.
Right, so Solo.
No, no, we don't do that under democracy, under a rule of law, and under civil liberty. The CID boss, if you are inviting Koku for a conversation, do you send a platoon of policemen at the NDC press conference, knowing very well that no matter what you do, a political party will resist? And they wanted that resistance, and so they would take undue advantage of maybe shooting people.
How else could this have been done?
You could have placed a call to Koku. That Koku, I'm the director of CID, and I have heard you say certain things on radio. I don't believe it. Can you come over for us to discuss this thing? That is a responsible CID boss.
Okay, so
CID boss.
Okay, so thank you very much. The former Deputy Information Minister Felix Ofosu-Kwakye and Mayor of KMA, that is Mr. Kojo Bonsu, just came. They visited Koku Anyidoho, and then they are here. James Watson is here. Felix is also here. I would like to quickly have a conversation with Felix Ofosu-Kwakye, who just went in and just He's just coming out right now. And so, Mr. Fosukwachi, thank you very much for your time. Let me just quickly have a conversation with you. Mr. Felix Fosukwachi, please tell us, you have been visiting you've been visiting Koku Anyidoho. Please, what can you tell us? What can you tell us?
Well, there's nothing much to say at this point. He's doing fine. His lawyers are with him. So that's about it. Yeah.
His lawyers are with him?
Yeah.
And what's the demeanor of Koku at the moment?
Oh, he's okay. He's in high spirits. He doesn't think that he will be broken on the basis of this. I believe it.
Well, the question is that does your presence...
No, we only came to see if he's okay, and we are satisfied, so it's fine.
So does your presence mean that you're endorsing his comments?
No, nobody. I think the party general secretary has stated exactly what the NDC makes of the statement, so there's no issue about that.
This have been done differently.
Well, I'm saying that the party has put out a position. That should suffice, in my view. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So that was Felix Fosukwachi there. Just came to visit Koku Anyidoho and also to ascertain what had really happened. He believes that Koku is fine and that there is nothing really wrong at the moment. He's however appealing to the supporters of the NDC to back down and retreat. But clearly, some of them are not doing so. They are not adhering to the calls of their leaders and also some policemen as well. Christopher is here, and we'll try and speak to him briefly. DSP, briefly. Well, he's declined to speak to us. So we're bringing you updates on whatever is happening here. If the release of Koku will quickly bring you updates on whatever that's happening here at the CID headquarters.
That is Kwesi Parker Wilson there. Very soon we'll be getting some more information, hopefully. And you just seen Kwachi Fosu. He, alongside with some other NDC persons, we understand, went to see Mr. Anyidoho. And as he's reporting from what they've seen, he's fine. He's in high spirit. He's been smiling. He's been laughing. That's the sort of reports we're getting on him, which is his current state. What are you seeing on Facebook now? So these are some of the pictures that we put there. We tell you, or we told you what is happening. That he's been arrested, and supporters of the NDC have thronged the police headquarters. And here are your comments. Let me read them to you. Now, let me start with, well, we have some previous comments. Maybe we can go through the previous comment. Very well. Okay, so let's go with Kofi Eric. He says, in fact, government has to start doing something tangible about the unemployment situation in Ghana. If these guys are busy working, how can they be influenced with just 10 cities or 20 to show such solidarity to someone who has made a treasonable comment? Very irritating. You say, Jeffrey Welbeck says, so all these policemen and CID to arrest just one person, and you laugh out loud. You say, whilst if you call them for a robbery case, nobody shows up. And you think that's so funny. Actually, it is. Okay, and you've had some replies there. He's had some replies there. Maybe we can look at those replies, whether or not people agree with you. Conlan Abraham Yanuka says, must you comment if you didn't know something? This is the police headquarters, and the police are there to make sure the supporters who throng there do not misbehave. Jeffrey, you come back and you say, watch the subject and watch the post. Thanks for the correction. And then you go on and on and on. Alex Chum says, stop wasting time on this. Okay. He says he can't do Foko. Release him and let him go and enjoy his, well, okay. Let me just skip that and go to Vital's Quick Penny. He says he claims to be a human rights activist, yet 0% of human tolerance. So when will 2020 come, eh? So all these police people are there, and robbery is going on every day, robbing innocent people. God is watching us, so you say. King Narrow the King says, Power belongs to the people forever. Nana Idi Amin Ado must get out. That's your comment, and you seem to have written a thesis. He says, look, the NPP must know that the NDC was born out of revolution, but Ghana first. Release Koku Anyidoho now or face the wrath of the masses. The Idi Amin type of leadership by Nanado, so-called human rights activist, is enough. That Ghanaians can no longer have their say despite the impunity, recklessness, and by extension, scurrilous sale of Ghana's sovereignty, territorial dignity, and tranquility to whites for a pittance. Enough of intimidation, imperialism, dictatorship, egoism, harassment, hooliganism, capriciousness, whimsicality, etc. by Nanado. You say, arise for your rights, Ghana youth. And you put your name there, John Bambe. You say you stand for freedom and justice. You've got quite a lot of responses there, quite a lot of reactions coming on that thing that you posted. About 11 people saying, well, Nana Kennedy says, hypocrisy be this. Eugene Barr says, cast your mind back 4 years, reflect and delete the post. Joshua Kofi Day says, it seems you people have some problems. You think Ghana belongs to you. So some sort of a banter going on, and another asking why the NDC distanced itself immediately this came out. And another person says, born out of a revolution, you said. Bring it on. We're waiting for you. Okay, maybe we should just allow calm heads to prevail. And Mahama Baado Dazi says, the NDC was born out of a revolution. Akufo-Addo and his bunch of incompetent people should dare. Okay, a lot of insults there, and I think that we should really tone down on the sort of language that we use on social media, and I think it will help all of us. Wisdom Afono said, even this morning I prayed that this administration should end by 2020. Upon Michael says, why are we channeling all our energies into party politics? We have come a long way to sell our conscience for bread, butter, and fish. Let us discuss issues of national interest without being political. Arise, Ghana youth. Ohene Isaac says, that's what we needed as democratic country. Let the law work with him. So meaning he will know the cause and the death of Mr. Milsom. Not quite sure what that means. We'll come back to those comments in a bit. We'll be reading to you what your reactions has been on social media. But Parker is ready with a very quick wrap of what's been happening so far, what the development is at the police headquarters. Hello, Parker. Parker, if you do hear me, bring us up to speed.
Right, Gifty. So here at the police CID headquarters, if you look at the background, Gifty, supporters of the opposition NDC have gathered here. Now, what they say is that they are here to demand the release of the Deputy General Secretary Koku Anyidoho, who has been picked up by the police. Now, the believers that, or some have alleged that basically some comments he made were in bad taste, and that is why the police decided to pick him up for interrogation quickly. But the police did that whilst the NDC and a group of political parties were having a press conference at the press center. And so the members of the NDC were not happy with the situation, and that is why they have gathered here demanding the release of Koku Anyidoho. Felix of Osukwache is here. The mayor, former mayor of Accra, of Kumasi, Kojo Bonsu, is also present. I've seen a couple of NDC officials here, and as I speak to you, I have the member of parliament for Iowa so North, Honorable Yusuf Jaja, with me this afternoon. He actually went inside. He is there. I mean, saw Koku Anyidoho. So he's going to tell us what really is happening or has been happening in there. Honorable, thank you very much for your time. Now, you were in there. I mean, tell us, what did you see? What is happening in there?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think today is a sad day for Ghana's democracy. As you rightly mentioned, yes, I was in there together with Uncle KTK Totobi Kwachi, Felix Ofoso Kwachi, and few others. We went in there, we saw Deputy General Secretary Koku Anyidoho seated comfortably in the conference room of the CID. He was there, he's there together with Auntie Betty Mold Idrisu, together with lawyer Adawodo. The General Secretary is also there, the party chairman is also there with him. Our National Women Organizer and the Deputy were also there, together with some few MPs, Morabo Dandawa and some few others. They are all there, but the most important thing is that he needs to be attended to. He is there and they are not attending to him. As we know, we are just waiting for them to attend to him so that we can pick him up.
No, please, let me understand. Attend to him as in what? What do you mean by saying attend to him?
You've invited him or you've picked him up. You've left him in the conference room for almost 2 or 3 hours now. You are not attending to him. For what reason have you called him there or have you brought him there? Let him know. Or is it that today in Ghana's, in Akufo-Addo's Ghana, when you mention the word coup, you have to be called or you have to be picked to the headquarters? Is that it?
That the comment is in bad taste, offense, and that's why the police has picked them.
So if you pick them based on this, what shows that it's a treasonable case? As rightly mentioned, you will say our General Secretary have condemned it. No, he is saying that that statement is a personal statement and that is not the party's position. So for those saying Asedun Ketia has condemned the issue, that situation, he is saying that is not the party's position, but that is his personal position. And what can you mention it? What is treasonable about that statement? So does that mean today, if you mention the word coup in Ghana, is tantamount to treason?
Inciting civilians against government, a democratically elected government.
I'm surprised the angle at which you are going. What shows this is treason? What shows that this is inciting? What haven't they done? What haven't they done under this Ghana? And what he did, my brother, you can't justify it to be a treason. Not at all. Not at all.
So how would you want to put it?
No, you know, to be frank with you, if it is me, there is a way I will have put in it. But this is how he decided to put it. And so so be it. We are here. The CIDs are here. They should come. They should attend to him for him to explain. He's there with his lawyers. They should come to him for him to explain. If he has indeed called the treason, they are laws to govern us, or they are laws governing us. Let's go by the law.
Isn't it surprising that a number of NDC supporters have gathered here?
But that is our General Secretary, Deputy General Secretary. So who do you expect to be here? But why do you think all those here are NDC supporters? No, don't say all those here are NDC supporters. There are some over here who are not. They are not NDC supporters. Genuinely, they are Ghanaians, but not NDC supporters. And in any case, he's our Deputy General Secretary. So you don't expect NDC supporters to be here? Of course, you should support them to be here. You should expect them to be here.
Well, they are not. I mean, they are impeding the work of the police service. They've gathered here. There was a near standoff between them and the police force, trying to persuade them to move away. I've been here for quite some time now.
They have persuaded them, and they have moved.
And they are still there. They said they don't want to leave.
No, why should they leave? They are here waiting for their colleague or their General Secretary, Deputy General Secretary, to be given for us to take him home. You came and picked him, so we should be at home and expecting you to release him for him to come home. No, we need to come and show our solidarity. We need to come and show our sadness for Ghana. If the word coup, if you mention the word coup today, is tantamount to treason, is tantamount to picking you up, then we are all here to see.
You think the police could have done better with picking him?
Ways to do it. Like Koku, you have said this. Come and explain. Why do you say this? Come. He will walk here by himself. Then in that case, there wouldn't be any fear and panic. That is it, my brother.
I see. So finally, some of your members are saying that they are not leaving here. They are demanding the release of Koku Anyidoho, whether it is tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. They said they are not leaving, including you,
including some of us. We are here. We are not saying they should truncate the due process. They should follow the due process, and we know with what he has done or the statement he has said, or whatever, there is nothing to put him behind bars. That is why we are here, for them to go through the due process and release him, for us to take him home. That is it. Not some of the supporters, including all of us. All the big men that you have seen here, including all of us, we are all going to be here until he is released, so that we can pick him home, take him home.
Thank you very much. You had the Member of Parliament for Ayawaso North Constituency, Yusuf Jaja, also adding his voice to the ones they've already said that they are not leaving here. They are demanding the release of their Deputy General Secretary, that is Koku Anyidoho, who has been picked up by the police, the CID, a while ago. We've been here for some time now, for the past close to an hour, and while he's admitting that they are not all supporters of the NDC, but some supporters of the NDC, including genuine Ghanaians who are here to show solidarity to the Deputy General Secretary. So he tells me that he's in a conference room where he hasn't been attended to. They're just waiting for the CID boss to interrogate him, have a conversation with him. Then they release him so they can also go home peacefully. So that's what is happening. Yeah, there's been law and order at the moment, I can say. Law and order because a while ago, there was near standoff between the police and some of the members who are here, but now it looks quite calm. And so we'll be giving you updates as to whatever that happens, that when they release them, we are going to let our viewers understand what's been happening here at the CID headquarters, Gifty.
Data. Every now and then we'll be going over to Kwesi Parker-Wilson to find out what is happening. That is what the outside of the police headquarters looks like at the moment. And some sort of drama has happened, of course, between the press conference, between the press center and the police headquarters. There must have been very thick traffic earlier this morning when the entire leadership of the NDC had to walk all the way down to the police headquarters. We're still waiting. Ms. Anyidoho is still being held, waiting to be met by Madam Tiwa Adodankwa, who is the head of CID. We'll find out what's happening. Let's go quickly back to your comment on social media. Let me, in the meantime, remind you also that Reverend Dr. Lawrence Tete is my special guest for today. Actually, a planned program, but we'll see how we fit that into our discussion so far. What are you talking about on social media still? Upon Michael says, well, we've seen this comment already, so let's just move down and see some more comments that there is. Okay, so Akbalu Akbar says the arrest of Koku at this time is a bad calculation because you're going to allow people to mass up for the demonstration tomorrow. Kelvin Prince Water Engineer says, I pity you people, because when he was enjoying, did he give some of his money to you? This makes no sense for you, Kelvin, you say. And he say people don't think these politicians will always be what they are. What about, okay. So let's tone down on the insult. I think there are a lot more insulting words there. You can still say what you want to say without necessarily having to write an insulting word. Isaac Amuama Osafo says, Koku Anyidoho thinks that he can insult Dr. Otabo Kwekubako and go scot-free. Now he has met his meter. Diallo Idris Sambo says, okay, so you are insulting the supporters. We do not encourage insulting words. I must repeat this. We do not encourage insulting words on this platform. Judith Amapoku Abuatin says they should leave them to stand on the street if they don't have family to cater for. Ask most of them which of them have built their own houses, and you chuckle on top of that, and you say they don't go and work. You're saying that they should basically go find something to do. KP Rich says this, and you do a hashtag of stupidity, etc., and you keep on with the insulting words. Isaac Apia Otu says someone is arrested and a lame person on the street stop his work to demonstrate for him. Think twice. If it were you, natural mistake. John Ohuswansa says next time he must think before he talks. Put him into jail for long and let those coming learn from it. Eric Eduboateng says Koku always speaks as if Ghana is for him. I wish they take him to court for him to see where power is. Olobia K. Is Koku Anyidoho stronger than Ghana? That's a question. Well, news just coming in. Is that something quite dramatic is happening at the police headquarters? Let's go over there.
This demonstration, now Patrick said, every foreigner is better than you. Thank you very much, and we hope to see everybody tomorrow. God bless you.
Motion going on there at the headquarters. We'll try and make sense of that. One of the guys seems to be one of the Montier 3 guys. We'll be getting Parker to explain to us exactly what that was all about. But I do appreciate the times we're in and the fact that we have to every now and then keep touching base with what's happening there. So back to more of your comments now. Alobia K says, well, you are asking whether or not Koku Anyidoho is stronger than Ghana. Nanaya Ino says, still Ronaldo is the best player. I don't know what that means. Isaka, you keep the insults. And Eugene Barr says, such a reckless statement from an irresponsible man, you call it. Suleiman Ayaya says, Abi, they also want to be arrested. They should think otherwise. Amono electorate, you say. Some should learn to be critical and thinking. Don't support nonsense. Thomas Nyameche says, the party supports useless things. And you hashtag Ghana has grown beyond partisanship. Boache Hygienic says the law must deal with him accordingly. for his silly loose talk. But yet, some way, okay, all right. So, let's move on. Mensa Abrampa says, if they want to join, you are asking that they be given rooms. NDC party, you say never again. Stanley Airwalk says, so when will good news come to Ghana? Every day, fake news inquiry. Well, I don't know exactly what you mean by fake news. Is it what's happening that's fake to you? Or what exactly? Wellington Achichogbe said, how can this form police invitation? Predicting a future event on the past event based on current happenings. Okay. I believe that's what you're trying to write. Nana Kojo says, well, you're quoting something that has been said by Kennedy Japan, who says that he declared war and that Bablo Latte should come arrest him. This was Kennedy Japan's. You are attributing this to Kennedy Japan, Member of Parliament for Asin Central. Oliver K says Kufuor and the cohort should display political tolerance a bit. Ahmed Domeya Okedem says, okay. So if we're going to have to sort out all of these comments and put out your comments if they are insulting, because we don't really encourage insulting comments. Like I said, you can say what you want to say without insulting anybody. James says, what are they doing there? He made a reckless comment, so he should face it. And Ken Nana Sebe says this will only happen in Ghana. Nana Apiahine Kwaframwa says they should deal with him. He talks anyhow. And you're still here on the pulse with me. A lot of your comments still coming in. Isaac Apia also says we're funny as a country, indeed. Magdelta Emmanuel Elik Plim, you're talking about how many people are arresting one person. He says over 20 men arresting ordinary Koku Anyidoho, you say. Nana Alex says, indeed, NDC, okay. Some more insults there. Anthony Ghani says, let's abide by the law. And Homeku Williams says, every day this country is hot. And you ask, why? Baran Babsong Bolo says, you laugh and you say the coup has started. Well, no coup has started in this country at the moment. A party executive of the opposition party has been invited or picked up, arrested by the police, and we're waiting to know the aftermath of that. NDC people are not serious, Kwa says Abigail Bonnie, and some more comments. All right, so we still have a lot more comments there, but please, let's tone down on the insults that come with it.